Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we have another duel. Now when I say duel, I mean from a Discord server that I'm in called the Terraria Builders Community, where if two people want to build, a third person says, why don't you build this? And then they both build it. So today I was offered a duel and I accepted it, and it turned out that the theme was Limbo. Now, I had a few ideas with this, but the one that I wanted to go with was something that didn't really seem possible, kind of like an unreality. Grounded enough to seem fitting, but ungrounded enough to seem something magical about it. So, that's kind of what I had to go off of. I didn't have too many other ideas in mind. All I know is that I wanted asymmetry, and that I thought that I wanted it in a graveyard biome for the mist factor. So I'm gonna head over there right now, and once I get there, I will show you the time lapse of the build. Alrighty, and here we are at the final product. I think it turned out really nice. Let me just spend a bit to show you around. If we start from the left side of this build, you can see that it's just a normal forest. And as we go further to the build, we enter the Crimson. Now, I thought that the Crimson would be a really nice place to do this, just because of the small amount of chaos in the background. Like, the form of the trees, and if you look over there, there's a skull. It does get kind of grayed by the graveyard that I have overlaid by it for the fog, but I think it's still visible enough to be fine. As you noticed there, and as you're noticing, I'm colliding with stuff that doesn't exist. And this is because I used echo blocks to try and get an extra presence of fog. And I think that this contributes in that way, and it helps contribute to the Limbo theme by, hey, why am I stopping here? Why can't I go there? That isn't how this is supposed to work. And I kind of do like that feeling. And over here we have kind of this tree, which is kind of like this swing set, this solitary swing set that I thought would bring a bit of a extra feeling to it. Up here, if I can get past the echo blocks, we have a lot of bubbles that help contribute to the kind of unreality thing too, because bubbles aren't normal, and they kind of like, hey, that's cool, that's neat. And as you can see, all of them are blank except this one, which has a lot of stuff inside of it. And I placed a lot of stuff on echo blocks, so that way it would be a valid house, except for the fact that it's corrupted. So if one wanted to cleanse the corruption around it, then they could use this as a valid house. Another reason why it's corrupted up here, because this is far enough from the crimson to normally be fine. But I decided that to try and keep this background all the way throughout the build, that I would fill these 4 bubbles, the ones that I'm circling, with crimstone blocks, so that way it would stay corrupted. And in this block, I filled it with a bunch of graves, so that way the graveyard fog would stay throughout the build. And I think that turned out really nicely. And you're wondering how you can get inside that building. Well, that's a great question. Down here, below the main building, we have a teleporter and a switch right here, just with shadow paint, and if I activate it there, we go in here. Now, it's really exceptionally hard to navigate, in my opinion, but you can get through. There is a bed here if you wanted to set your spawn point for whatever reason, and there's a chair so you can sit for long nights, if I can, yeah, sit for long nights. Anyways, guys, that is all that I have for the build today. If you enjoyed what you saw here, then make sure that you go subscribe and like this video for all sorts of other wonderful Terraria content. If you have any advice about the build or any suggestions for future builds, make sure that you leave a comment down below to let me know. Other than that, have a wonderful day, guys.